welcome everyone to another episode of 20-something. Apologies in advance if this is very low energy. I am tired, but we're in the good area of tired where I'll probably say some weird ass shit, so you know what, get ready. Anyways, you know me, as your loving host, the one, the only, Victoria. What the fuck, they give me a tiny ass nugget, damn it. Anyways, GhostyStuff.
I apologize.
And damn you, Nick, you did this, you orchestrated this.
It was Nick who did it all.
Anyways.
It was Nick all along.
Like, I think most of the major world tragedies that can be thought of, probably, like, Nick is involved somehow.
Honestly, I'm starting to think
Yeah,
the
I
McAfee
was
situation was him.
Yeah. Like, I mean, he joined the Mafia just to get a PS5.
Oh, yeah,
That's
I
right,
remember
people. This
that.
is canon.
Yeah, no.
This is canon.
Friggin' St. Valentine's Day Massacre, like, those guys were just in my way.
Fine, I'll do it myself.
It's like that episode of South Park where,
It's very much
it's like that
fun.
episode of South Park where Cartman kills that ginger kid's parents and makes him eat them.
Oh, yeah.
Just because he stole some of his money.
Turns into chili.
Yeah, there's an
What?
episode of
Oh my
South
God.
Park
You've
where...
never heard
Yeah,
of
there's
it?
like a really infamous...
I don't watch South Park.
One of the most famous episodes, there's this asshole kid who steals money from Cartman or something.
Just being a dick.
Just like being generic.
Yeah, no, he
bully.
tricks Cartman into buying his pubic hair, and he's just a generic bully about it. So Cartman gets revenge by
killing his parents and putting it into chili and then making him eat it.
and then having his favorite band come up and watch him cry as he realizes he's eating his parents, and they're just, his favorite band just looks at him like, that guy's not cool. You're lame.
This
Cool.
sounds like
So
this-
And
honestly
Cartman
sounds
like
like-
licks his tears off his face.
this
It
sounds
was
so
very
we
much-
have Nick.
It was very
Yeah.
much the episode that showed like don't fuck with Cartman.
To be fair, that sounds like a scenario if Erin Hansen's rage-filled threats actually happened.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you remember.
You're so
The
right.
fucking
You're
Super
so
Mario
right.
Sunshine when he just threatened Pantissimo, and he's just like,
Don't even tell me that
fucking-
shit's for real.
no, it's just like, I'm gonna
Get my
stab him
crack
where it
cocaine
hurts.
with shots.
I'm gonna kill his fucking parents.
gonna
Just
fucking
like in
kill
the
his
most
parents.
genuine voice. Anyways, we should.
Yeah.
We'll. Anyways, back to the point. Before we went on this tangent. Oh god, we should add like a bunch of just bleep sound effects over that, so it sounds like the most horrid shit ever.
We should just rename this podcast to Tangents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
20
It
plus
should have
something.
just been called Tangents.
That too.
Mhm.
Welcome to...
Anyway.
Anyways, so we have Victoria, Nick, Will, Erin, you know us.
Oh,
Let's go.
thank God.
And
Okay.
if you
she
don't
got
know
through
us, but then boy, we would like to know you.
it.
Damn.
We charge $20
Tell
an
us
hour.
your
Leave your
secrets.
address. Yeah.
Attention
Oh,
all
sorry,
gamers.
no. $25 an hour.
Yeah.
I need that extra
Making
5
that
for
mad
my
profit.
daily Donald's, so.
I'm gonna make an OnlyFans where all I post is just like random like images of Dom Toretto saying shit about family.
Please do. Honestly, here's the thing.
That would be a good OnlyFans.
You could easily do that, or just it's you with a paper bag that has his face on it.
Suffocation is strong, but not as strong as family.
Yeah, for Retro's sake, folks, this is done during the height of the Vin Diesel family.
Yeah, it's very likely going to be long dead by the time this episode comes out, which upsets me.
Yeah, no, because, like,
Oh, yeah.
I'm listening to the second episode now, getting the video ready for it, and we're talking about, like, the Cruella movie in it, and I'm just like, wow, that's
Oh god, that was
dead.
forever
Man,
ago.
when the E3 episode comes out, that's going to be like, what, 2 or 3 months?
Oh, we're so doomed.
Dated.
Oh, well.
Whatever, it's fine. People re-listen to podcasts from like a year ago, so what does
Yeah.
it matter?
Oh, yeah.
We might as well
I
be in the
watch-
past. It's what's the problem?
Alright, so,
The amount of times I just rewatch the same Game Grumps thing is
Mhm.
ridiculous.
I'll rewatch.
I was rewatching Fire Red, their Fire Red compilation.
Oh, it's great.
From years
Guys,
ago.
charge up that
So
crystal.
Oh my!
Yes, the J.O. crystal.
Oh,
I
God.
love that.
The first
what a
first
legend.
thought that came into my mind, honestly, is like, oh, okay, that embodies this quite easily. It's when they're tired. It's just like, well, we got Pokemon to keep us awake. It'll keep us happy and
Sharp.
sharp and oh god.
Can we just have a Game Grumps simping?
I-
We're gonna end up doing
I
it,
don't
might
really
as well.
listen to Game Grumps, so I wouldn't have much to say. Honestly,
You're
like
just gonna watch us talk about two dudes that talk shit online.
my biggest exposure to Game Grumps is for a project for school. I had to watch that Good Game.
That I made
Yeah.
you do. I was the one who recommended that
Really?
show.
Oh
so
yeah,
sorry.
Good Game.
Oh, no.
Oh,
I was as soon as I saw Good Game was in there, I was like, shit, someone got to watch Good
Yeah,
Game.
it was
I
not
know.
great.
I watched the first episode,
What?
and there's like
I
a single
liked
line
it.
that was entertaining, and overall, I was just like, I feel like this is not their best work.
I felt
wish
like
that
it
they had
was-
something better.
I just felt like it was way too mean-spirited. Like that.
That's fair.
What's that Indian kid's name?
I don't know, but I remember from your presentation, he was like constantly making like offensive gay jokes.
He just kept calling the old gay guy like the F word, and I'm like, okay, this is supposed to be
Oh, yeah,
this is
no.
supposed to be funny and endearing. He's just straight up harassing this gay old man.
I don't
He's
care
the
that you're a fucking.
annoying kid.
Listen, I don't
He's
care.
the Xbox Live gamer.
I don't. Yeah, but honestly, at that point, I'd be like, I don't care that you're a minority. We're on the same level. I will kill you straight up.
Yeah. But mean-spirited humor, where both
Clearly,
people
your
aren't-
mom did not raise you properly. Let
We
me
should-
handle
We
it.
should get back on topic, but I'm just gonna say this: mean-spirited
Before I
humor.
get
where-
into
mean-spirited
probably
hu-
child abuse, let's not.
mean-spirited humor that's only one-sided is not funny. If it's like The Boys, where everyone is just constantly insulting each other, fair enough, I can enjoy that. When it's just one guy constantly bullying some other guy who's not even like trying to defend himself, I'm like, come on, dude, really?
So, you mean you like it when Dante and Virgil just yell fuck you at each other and
They don't do
DMC
that.
Devil May
They don't
Cry?
do
Yeah,
that.
it's funny.
It's the succubus.
Oh, what? It's not?
It's Dante and the succubus.
Oh, it's the
you
succubus.
dum-dum.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm
we're
trying to
gonna
make
talk
you
about
raged
music
about
today.
that
All
one.
right,
Music.
everybody, shush. We're gonna talk about music today.
Sounds that make me go ooh woo.
Yeah, that.
Yeah. I suggest this topic, so that's not. I didn't
You
need
like
to say that.
start?
Oh, yeah, sure. Because I've been playing Bayonetta and Bayonetta 2 recently, and my
Hell
god,
yeah.
the music in that game, or those games, is so good. Okay, I'm gonna say this. I don't know how controversial this is gonna be since people love Sinatra. The Bayonetta 1 cover of Fly Me to the Moon is the best version of that song that exists, period.
That's the only version
But
of the song that I've ever heard.
Sinatra.
It's amazing.
You gotta listen
Wait,
to
really?
Sinatra.
Mhm.
You gotta
No,
listen
no,
to
I
Sinatra.
didn't know Moon River was a
Sinatra's
song
version is really
until
good.
Bayonetta.
Honestly, I can't wait for Bayonetta 3 because I know they're gonna do a cover of another Sinatra song.
Oh yeah.
And I really hope it's High Hopes. We've
Oh,
got
that would be so nice.
High Hopes.
Which now I'm in the same camp of Victoria of just like frothing at the mouth waiting for Bayonetta 3.
Oh yeah. There we go. See, we have another
Hey,
one on
I'm
board.
at the same. I'm here too. Like, don't go thinking that's
But
my.
we all
Also,
are.
I'll just go fuck
There's
myself.
like, all
Yeah,
the music
we're-
that plays,
don't worry.
all the music that plays whenever Bayonetta takes down, like does the climax moves against the giant boss. Like the music is just, it's so hype. It's awesome. Or just the Bayonetta 2's cover of Moon River is phenomenal. I just listened to it and I wanna just dance. I don't even dance and I wanna dance.
Yeah, Moon River makes me feel like having a very fun time. And then Tomorrow Is Mine just makes me feel like having the most like girl boss adventure ever. And just like flashing lights like half a fashion show, half I'm gonna actually shoot you in the face.
Yeah. I was watching a video by this YouTuber named the Spear Hunter and she was talking about Bayonetta.
Oh, she's great.
Oh, she's amazing. And she was talking about Bayonetta 1, and I love this. The director of the game, Hideki Kamiya, wanted the music. Like, he wanted you to know just by listening to the music that a hot chick was kicking ass. I love that.
Yeah,
And he
Yeah.
succeeded so well.
fuck yeah. Every time you hear Fly Me to the Moon, you're just like, where the fuck? Who's gonna pop out of a coffin? Who the hell's in the nun outfit? About to spring into the air, kill people, and then just do their pose? Because I want to see that. I want that hot girl shit.
I will say, like, the Bayonetta Fly Me to the Moon is, like, my second favorite version of that song, with, like, Sinatra's still number one, but they're both leagues better than, like, I don't really care for Evangelion's whole thing.
Me neither. I
So,
haven't.
like,
I
I don't
haven't
care.
watched the show either. Like,
I prefer the
I haven't
rebuild
watched a
movies.
lot
That's
of it,
saying
so-
something. Like, the rebuild movies are apparently not that loved in the community, and I think that one's the better story.
The only thing that I've ever watched of Evangelion is, like, I forget which movie it is, but the same one where that Asuka, whatever the fuck her name, pathetic meme comes from. And that's the same movie. Yeah, there we go. And that's the same movie that within the first 5 minutes, one of the most fucked up scenes I've seen ever happens.
Yeah, that happens. I was gonna say, it's where that happens.
I didn't know what it was, so I looked at it, and then I texted my friend who loved Evangelion to death, and I was just like, what the actual fuck is this? And he's just like, you haven't even watched the entire show, like, give it a chance. The kid's traumatized. I'm like, yeah, he's traumatized. Fucking jack off somewhere else. Not in a locked room where an unconscious girl is.
Right.
Yeah, you don't do the dirty there.
Yeah, the I'm so messed up meme, Jesus Christ.
Then there's like...
Have your depression squirt somewhere else,
Your depression
Sir, this is a McDonald's.
Sir, this is a McDonald's.
Your depression squirt, that's the greatest thing I've ever heard in my life.
God's tears.
It's just like...
What's it like? It's like God's tears.
Holy fuck.
Special juice.
Okay,
now depression
I'm taking this
juice.
back to music. Because one of the...
Please.
I think one thing that action games like Bayonetta really need to have is good music. It's what I think really needs to be in most action movies in general. Because I feel like music can really make or break a scene. You know, if you're watching John Wick kick ass and like the My Little Pony theme is playing, it just it would be funny.
I mean,
but it would,
if it's a rock cover,
it would be awful.
If it's a heavy metal
it would be
cover,
awful.
like that.
No, I'm talking about the original version, like just straight up the version from the song, not edited at all. Just
then
that.
I would like to add a caveat to the add that it also does not betray the tone of your film and that it fits it. Unless that is specifically the purpose of the soundtrack and it's become satirical.
Because that's the joke of, like, Guardians of the Galaxy. Like, they have those 80s songs playing.
Yeah. Because, like, you can tell just by listening to Bayonetta's music, okay, this game doesn't take itself too seriously, and I appreciate that. I love it.
Yeah, it's fun. Also, I would recommend that, like, even though the film wasn't that good, the animated film for Bayonetta, I'd still recommend it because I feel like the soundtrack is still relatively good.
I didn't even know
as far as I know,
one.
people didn't like it much.
I just want to hear Helena Taylor talk.
I knew there was one.
Yeah, you get to hear Helena Taylor talk for like an hour and a half.
Her voice is so nice.
Maybe more. I will say, okay, so people's main problem with the animated movie was that it was just a retelling of the game, and it was quite different.
I want.
But at the same time, it's just like, well, I would have personally loved an original story, but oh well, too bad. I'll live. I personally enjoyed it just from like an animation standpoint, and I just like seeing, more about the character. Especially the Bayonetta and Cereza moments were very nice. Unfortunately, Luca is just he's less than what he was in the game, unfortunately.
I just love how
a similar thing with Baldur, unfortunately.
I just love how Luca is just totally simping for the woman who he believes killed his father.
Yeah, I found it a bit weird in some cases. Just like in the same breath, this man could just be like, "You fucking bitch, I hate you," and then in the next 5 seconds, he's like staring at her titties.
Yeah,
I'm just
that sounds like me to a T.
Yeah.
I have no priorities.
Yeah, maybe he's just into that.
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. When I was playing Bayonetta, I was doing the same thing. However, I am one step removed from the game.
We were all doing the same thing.
Yes, but I was one step removed, so it's okay, because I wasn't in the game. There it's for, it's fine. So anyone else have anything music related they want to say?
Can I take it from boobs to actually something like kind of emotional for me?
From boobs to bass.
How dare you say that's not emotional?
You're so right. Forgive me.
They invoke strong emotions.
They truly do. For me,
Hi, Mom.
I'm a big fucking sucker for music, especially in video games, but like in any medium it's important. But like, sounds make or break a horror game. Good action game needs good tunes. The Okami soundtrack, I'll die for. The Nier soundtrack, I haven't even beat the game, but I've listened to it 1,000 times. Zelda's iconic. Anytime I fucking hear Harvest Moon Magical Melody soundtrack, it's one of the Wii Harvest Moon games. I literally bawl because I used to play that game nonstop with my mom when she was around. And it's like not the act of playing the game, not the act of playing any other Harvest Moon game, but just hearing the sounds from that game fucking kill me every time.
I always think back to like when I think of like the power of music, I always think back to like the final episode of Adventure Time.
Yeah.
Where like Jake kind of had this bit where he was like, music makes you feel weird, you know, very Adventure Time speak.
Oh,
like
I thought you were referring to
shit to
during while they were fighting. I think it was Glob.
Yeah.
And
they
Bimo
sing that song.
comforted him because he was really scared, and I was just like,
Yeah.
"That's really cute." Also, fuck yeah, Bimo, talk shit to this Eldritch God.
Hell yeah.
You better hush up while my baby boy's sleeping.
One moment in something that always makes me tear up because of the music is before the epilogue of Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm gonna spoil it, but it's an almost 3-year-old game by Rockstar. Most people who care about it have played it, let's be real. But okay, so the moment where Arthur Morgan is riding his horse to go and save John because he's dying of like tuberculosis, and he's a gross mess. He's just coughing all the time, and he's riding to what we know will be his death. And there's the song in the background is just, it's so sad because it's just like, that's the way it is. And then you just hear voiceovers of people throughout the game talking about the actions he's done and whether you're playing as a good guy or a bad guy. Just like, you're a good man, Arthur Morgan just made a lot of bad choices. It's like, fuck. I bawled like a bitch.
It was just like, thank you, Queen.
Recognition.
Yeah, I literally cannot watch that scene without just tearing up.
I do have to say, if I had to pick like a type of soundtrack that generally had to be my favorite types, and I will always remember, it's just like ones where if I listen to it, I know this is what like legends and true fairy tales are made of, like the ones that you remember as a kid that will always stay in your heart, that kind of thing. And that always seems to be like very like sort of grim-esque or maybe classical sometimes, or just it feels like it's coming from a very old-timey fairy tale, sometimes even like a very elegant one in senses. Like I feel that when I listen to recently, I've been listening to bits and pieces of the Hollow Knight soundtrack.
Oh, yes.
I've also
Such a
been
good soundtrack.
re-listening.
I should get Hollow Knight.
You should, but be prepared to actually hate yourself like
I mean, I already
50%
do.
of the time.
I already
Joke's
do,
on
so.
you. I always
Even
hate
more.
myself.
Oh my god, yeah, good job, Bruce.
How can
anyways,
it make me depressed
but,
when I'm already depressed?
God damn it. But yeah, I've been listening to bits and pieces of Hollow Knight, re-listening to the Madoka Magica soundtrack of both the show and Rebellion. What else? Hades is always a good one. Breath of the Wild, always a good one. And Age of Calamity, because they have such contrasting ways of doing their music that I really do enjoy.
Can I just go on I saw a joke
every time when it's Breath of the Wild,
about Breath of the Wild.
Uh-huh.
I saw a joke where it was like, this is about music. It was like apparently at Nintendo office, there's like a life-size 2-scale statue of a Guardian, and there was a joke that just said, imagine playing the Guardian theme next to this.
I would
just blaring out.
Love if they did that.
I would like clench my buttocks, get out my sword, which I just pull out my ass and be like, where is it? Go for the legs.
Immediately, I just run into it and hide, because it's stupid sometimes and won't see where you are if you do that.
Yeah, it's fight or flight though. You hear that tune and like that desperate piano, it's like, oh shit.
yeah,
I wish my life had a soundtrack, like where if like something terrible was around the corner, like I would hear it before it happened, you know? Like that would be
If I'm
so
honest,
cool.
You mean like
If
the
I'm
Jaws
honest,
thing where it's
I
like dun
don't
dun
want
dun
that.
dun dun dun?
Because I won't know where it's coming from.
Mhm.
So I don't want it. That'll just cause me anxiety. What I
Yeah, but
would
I already
like
have
is if
anxiety.
God damn it. Well, it'll make it worse. Because then
Ah.
not only... Because it'll just reaffirm that your anxieties are valid. And well, obviously they're valid. But it
Right,
reaffirms
but
that the negative things that you're thinking are 100% true. And they're coming for you.
Right,
Absolutely
but when the
not.
music isn't playing, I could actually be at peace, which I
No,
don't
you
usually
won't.
have.
No, you won't.
Yes,
Erin,
I
you think
would.
you know how your brain works? You won't. The second you realize, oh shit, I have a soundtrack, you're like, when the fuck is that music gonna play? That's what you'll be
valid.
thinking about constantly. Because you'll think it has to happen at a point today, tomorrow, someday. It could happen multiple times. It could just start and never end.
If I could
Yeah,
set up
you're
my
not
own
wrong.
soundtrack, I would just have it to be that Beneath the Mask from Persona 5 just plays constantly. And then
I
whenever
was wondering
Yeah.
when we were gonna bring up Persona 5.
And
'cause
then
it's
though
Persona
when
music.
and then whenever something bad happens, just Rivers in the Desert is just playing, so I know, okay, I'm gonna go right now instead of left.
Yeah, just
I think I'd switch it
can I
around
just quickly
because I
add-
fucking love Rivers.
we were talking.
So it's a bop, but like, you know, because I would set that
Yeah.
up as the danger, just so like, okay, not this way. Yeah, just see that. Bwomp,
That's when
bwomp.
like you have. That's like the theme for when you go into your boss's office asking for a raise.
It's now or it's never, and I've got to make my decision. This time could be my moment.
Honestly,
Mom said it's my turn on the Xbox.
Here's the thing. I feel bad if people were assigned a type of soundtrack to their life. I feel like people that have the JoJo soundtrack would have a very
That would be
enjoyable
me.
life, honestly.
That would be me.
They'd have a fun life. For me, if I had to pick a soundtrack for me, I want something very elegant where I feel like some romantic tale, whether it be like mystery, depressing, supernatural, whatever. I want it to be Bayonetta would be nice, because then I could feel like an amazing badass all the time. Most times, an empathetic badass.
I feel like I have just a lot of like really depressing folk music as the
Alright.
background to my life all the time.
Well, it's
like
either
some
that.
good Ben
if I
Kaplan
get-
and Feist. So give me Ben Kaplan
Yeah.
and Feist, and that is the background to my life.
But it's
I'd-
either that,
I'd probably-
Catherine, or like Violet Evergarden, because that one always makes me cry. But it's the reassuring cry that like, things were bad and things are tragic, but love is there for me, and I will continue to find more.
Honestly, for me, I think my soundtrack will be the Transformers, the movie, the 86 one.
Good.
'Cause,
If you
like-
said Michael
Valid.
Bay, I'd be like, oh god.
No,
You said Michael
I
Bay,
will
I
say,
would, like,
though-
just drive to your place and punch you, quite frankly.
Just like end
Actually,
all
I do
podcasts
thi-
over.
have you not listened to the themes, the music for the Michael Bay films? They're really
Here's the
good.
thing, though, I will admit, it does have some good music. There was one in specific that I listened to constantly. I like listening to trailer music a lot. I really do. Because trailers always, nowadays, just show you the bits and pieces, and sometimes they even fucking lie to you, which, you know what, I'm okay
Yeah.
with.
Marvel.
Sometimes.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
Marvel.
Sometimes.
I'm glad they didn't show us that Thanos had like the entirety of the
Oh,
Infinity
yeah.
Gauntlet
I'm
in the
glad that they
trailers.
didn't.
Like that's a good thing.
Because we all knew he was gonna win, but we didn't want to have
I
that
didn't.
full confirmation. Of course he was gonna win. It's Thanos. But we
I don't know. I didn't think of it.
That's fair. But we still don't want that full confirmation. We still want the hope so that we can have it crushed. But I would say that, like, when it comes to trailers, sometimes I will still rewatch a lot. Even if I've watched the movie. Even if I haven't watched the movie or don't even know what the fuck it is. It's just the music that goes along with it is really good. Because that feels like the peak every time.
Yeah, I want to. There was So one of my favorite manga is Record of Ragnarok, and the anime for it recently came on Netflix. It's okay. The animation, I wish it was more fluid, but it's fine. It captures the spirit of the manga very well, which I appreciate. But that trailer, when that like heavy metal song kicks in, just da 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 da, like this is
And now
fucking
he
hype
has
as
it
fuck.
to wake himself up every day.
Yeah. Okay, everyone listen to the song. The song is called Kamigami by a band called Maximum the Hormone. It's amazing.
Oh yes, I've heard of them.
Yeah.
I think they did one opening song for Death Note, which was really funny. But
yeah,
it was also really good.
Yeah. But yeah, no, the opening to Record of Ragnarok is a banger.
Anything by
I just kind of want
to
to explain my reason for why my soundtrack is like the Transformers, and why I think like.
Oh yes.
I want to also explain a bit that happened recently involving music from the Bayformers
Fair
movies.
enough. Hold on,
Okay.
one second. I forgot to tell you because I completely missed the one song from the Michael Bay Transformers movies that I really liked from the trailer. It was for Transformers 3. Prelude Pusher is just really good. Anyways, that's it.
Like, is that the?
I think so. I'll send it to
Yeah,
you
the
later
battle
to
fight.
see. Yeah.
The battle in Dark of the Moon is like really iconic, and it's still stuck in my head to this day. But I really like the '86 soundtrack because that's all like techno shit. And then like for the moments when I do rise up above and I achieve my goals, that's when like the touch kicks in and Dare. And then just when I'm being a fucking doofus, that's when Weird Al comes in and is just like, Dare be stupid.
So then Weird Al is just constantly playing for you then, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. And then every once in a while, it's like I take the Matrix of leadership and I'm like, light our darkest hour. But anyways, I was watching a video recently of like the best music from the Michael Bay Transformers movies. And I had a list of some decent ones. Then it got to number 1, and that was the first movie, Arrival to Earth, which is like the song that plays when they arrive. And when
Who would've
when they
thought?
like
Wow.
when like Optimus
No,
and like the video
when Sam
like
goes to high school and that's it. That's what Blake.
And then Sam goes to high
Yeah, that's
school.
what-
He gets out of the car. He's like, I don't really want to go to this school, Mom. It's like, don't worry, you'll be fine. I love you, honey. He's wearing a hoodie. He's got like a laptop bag. He has glasses. He puts in earbuds. Blink 182 starts playing. He's walking to the front door of the school.
Oh my god.
He's walking to the front of the school. He passes by a bunch of shit. He almost gets hit by someone on a bike. He sees a hot girl who is the inevitable love interest with a jock who is inevitably the dick. And then he passes a nerd.
Megan Fox, who deserved better.
And
yes.
then he passes by a bully, or a kid getting bullied, and that kid ends up being his best friend. I just explained every Disney Channel teen movie ever.
Yep.
You're
yes,
not
you did.
wrong.
Anyways,
I thought he was
going
describing
on
life
with
history.
my thing.
Yes.
Yes, you were. But anyways, going on with my thing, it got to like Arrival to Earth when Optimus, and like the video was kind of lining it up with like the moment when Optimus Prime first transforms, and like I actually kind of shed a tear at that because it was so like, because I know the Michael Bay movies get a bad rap, but like the first one and like Transformers Animated were like
Oh yeah.
my introduction.
Transformers animated
Like,
was
that was
fucking
my-
awesome.
It's still my favorite Transformers TV show.
Mhm.
Animated. Like I always say, animated's my favorite, but Prime is
You
the
know what?
best.
Prime
but like
is
the
also
first
good.
You know what always
Prime is really damn
what
good.
always not confused, but something weird that I found out about Transformers. You know that little Transformer who like humps Megan Fox's leg in the second movie?
That's exactly the first thing that came to my head.
That's Tom
yeah,
Kenny.
that's
Tom
SpongeBob.
Kenny?
That's SpongeBob.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
Thanks,
Tom
I hate
Kenny,
it.
and he's also like the two super racist
Yeah.
robots too.
What?
And like it's hilarious because like he's fucking Starscream as well in Transformers Animated,
Oh.
and he's a damn good Starscream.
Oh. Well then. Good to know.
Can
I
I-
will say, like,
And,
if
like-
there's one thing that I appreciate about the Transformers Michael Bay ones, their plots sucked. They weren't great, but the designs for for all of the
Oh, they're
Autobots and
amazing.
Transformers in general were just great. They were phenomenal.
1
I'll give
to
them that.
3's design were great. 4 to 5, no. I
never
hate
even
Optimus
watched
Prime
them,
and his
and
rounded.
I didn't want to
Don't.
watch the 4th one
Don't.
because they butchered the Dinobots, which were my favorite thing from
Oh, yeah, they
Transformers
butchered-
Animated.
They're barely in it.
What the fuck?
And then they got fucking
They're only
they got
in it.
Mark Wahlberg
Like-
just drinking a Bud Light.
I hate Age of Extinction is my most hated of the Bayformer movies. Like, I get it. Revenge of the Fallen had the racist twins. I get it. Age of Extinction piss me off
Has
to
the
no
racist
belief. Because, like,
dinosaurs. Anyway.
because 1 to 3 were, like, my childhood kind of thing, but then 4 was when the spell was fucking broken, and I was like, wow, this is shit. Like, I was just done. But yeah, I love Optimus's design in the first movie. I prefer B when he's, like, the older Camaro as opposed to, like, the shiny new one. I can go on. I'm in a Transformers phase right now.
Know.
I can go on.
Okay, I'm gonna bring it back to sound.
Just bring back
I'm gonna
Sunday.
bring it back to soundtracks. I want to give a shout out to a soundtrack that I don't feel gets enough credit. The soundtrack to Spider-Man on the PS4 is so amazing, and no one talks about it. Everyone talks about how good.
I like the final boss song.
That song in particular is amazing. It's called "Destroying Your Own Creation." I have the soundtrack downloaded. I love it. It's so good because everyone talks about how good the music in Spider-Man Miles Morales is. Which, yes, okay, it's amazing. I love it. But no one talked about it for the original game, and I'm like, come on! Like, not just that song for the final boss, but like all the music throughout is amazing, and no one talked about it. And I watched a lot of reviews. No one said, "Oh yeah, John Pisano's score in Spider-Man on the PS4 is amazing." And I'm like, that game would not be half as good as it is without his amazing music in the background.
That really is tragic because, like, there's so much just, like, good vibes with the music there. Oh no. But, no! Do you want me to keep talking? Are you okay? Or should we pause? Victoria?
I think she cut out.
No! We lost Victoria!
Shit. Jay.
Well, we wait. I'm gonna keep recording, though. Are you back?
Sorry,
Yeah,
my internet cut out.
Okay.
Sorry,
cool.
I missed about as much as Will was about to say. That game would not be as half as good without the score. Yes.
Well, that's so right though, because like that game, I mean, like it played good, it felt good, but if there weren't like that swoop of music when I like start swinging in the air and I get that feeling in my chest that's just so like I'm Spider-Man, like it wouldn't be made the same if the music weren't there.
Yeah. And it's amazing. And again, the song that plays during the final boss, like again, it's called "Destroying Your Own Creation." It adds so much to that scene. There's so much good emotional weight because of that music. Because it's just and also the dialogue where it's just like you were supposed to be on my side, and then Peter's like, I was, and like, oh my god, it's so good. I'm getting chills.
Yeah.
What a good game. I want to replay
really
that. It's such a good game.
I do too.
What's
but, I feel like I should do other stuff considering how much time I have in it.
Speaking of like games with good soundtracks, like Kirby is always one of the ones that gets
Kirby
mentioned.
has such a good soundtrack.
Like, I love Kirby because like it starts out so friendly and cheerful, and then by the end it can turn into like eldritch horrors, and the music is the same.
It's so aesthetically cutesy, but so dark, and I love it.
Yeah, and like, especially with, I think it's called the Neo Kirby era, but with like Return to Dreamland and Star Allies, and Planet Robobot just rips off Gurren Lagann in the end, and the music just encompasses it. It's like, yes!
I honestly couldn't play Planet Robobot, but I know some of the sort of lore that they gave behind it was pretty interesting.
Oh yeah, no, it's dark.
Yeah.
It's all the Kirby lore is dark. There's like 02 and Mark's one of my favorites. He's cool. I loved it when I first got Smash Ultimate, me and my brother were just playing and screwing around with it, and first thing I did was like play classic game Kirby, because Kirby's my main. And when I got to Mark's, I was like, wait, what? And I was like legitimately shocked by that. And it was awesome.
Can we all agree that sorry, go ahead, Victoria.
Oh, I was gonna say, playing Kirby Superstar Ultra, and I have it with me. I had to buy it again because, like, I had just had the nostalgia of, I need to play this game again. Having Marx's theme when you're fighting him is great. It will always be that iconic scene in my head of when you kill him and he splits in half, and it's that bloody scream. Just like, Nintendo allowed this. They let that happen.
Yeah.
That's actually
apparently he was gonna be worse.
Oh,
he was gonna be worse. Apparently,
it kind of blows my
gonna
mind
be, like,
just
darker.
how dark, or not dark, but adult, I guess Nintendo can get. Like with Bayonetta 2, when they suggested that they make the Nintendo character designs for Bayonetta more sexy. I'm just like, really?
Yeah, no,
Nintendo did that.
Like the Link outfit apparently didn't have cleavage, and they sent it to Nintendo. Nintendo like gave a note back saying, "What the hell are you doing? Make it more sexy. This is Bayonetta." So it's kind of like a moment of like, you see, Nintendo knows what they're doing.
At the very least, they respect the source material.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they know.
But I was gonna say though, can we all agree that the opening to Kirby Right Back at You was a banger?
Oh my god.
Oh, hell yeah!
That led me down a dark
Kirby.
hole of like YouTube poops about the show, and I don't even remember half of them, and I wish I did.
How can I help you, King DDD? I need a monster to climb with that there Kirby.
Oh my god, yeah.
I can't. I gotta
know
work on my
exactly
New
what
York
you're
or
talking
Boston.
about, but it's fucking amazing.
I gotta like get into the mood for it. Oh god, I love.
I was gonna fucking mention something. Do we want to delve into Persona and Catherine? And I say both of those because they're both Atlas, and I know we.
Yes, you guys touch Persona. I'm Catherine. You know
okay.
who I am.
Well, I mean, I can be Catherine too. I played full body.
No, I'm just waiting.
Okay, you're just waiting.
I fucking adore every Persona game's soundtrack. I listen to them all the time. I think, I mean, there's different songs in each game that like I favorite, but I think 5 had the most like consecutive songs that just like give me a lot of emotion and feelings, and they just slap so hard. Like, I remember when I was playing the game for the first time, I would literally just pause it at certain points because I was just getting too into the music that I would just let it play and go do other things and jam out, and it was so nice.
Yeah. I bought, like, the soundtrack off of Amazon for $60, not realizing it was the physical CD import from Japan, so I have, I have a lyric sheet for it that's all in Japanese.
That's
I'm like,
so
I can't
cool.
read this.
I feel like with Persona,
I can't read.
I feel like with Persona, every game I just listen to a Persona soundtrack. I'm like, this franchise music can't get better than this. Like when I played Persona 5, I was like, okay, no song will ever be better than Rivers in the Desert. I played Persona 5 Royal. I was like, okay, no song will ever be better than I Believe. And then I played Persona 5 Strikers, and I'm like, okay, no song will ever be better than Counter-Strike and Daredevil. If you haven't listened to those songs, please listen to Persona 5 Strikers, Counter-Strike, and Daredevil. They are bangers and a half. They're so good. And I think I'm the only one here who's actually finished Persona 5 Strikers.
Yes, you are. I don't know. I don't want to finish it because I refuse to let the journey end. I don't want to say goodbye again.
Yeah, that's fair, but still,
I really don't.
I was too happy. I wasn't not gonna hear Makoto say new things and I'm just gonna take all that in.
I gotta finish it.
Amazing.
I really do.
I want to buy it on the Switch, but I have it on the PS4, so I'm just like, why do I want it?
I want to buy it on Steam when it's on sale so that I can get like a copy of the soundtrack that I can put onto my phone. Because otherwise.
One moment in Persona 5 and Royal that I think really, it's as emotional as it is, again, because of the music, is the ending when you're just saying goodbye to everyone. Because that music is like you've heard that song so much throughout the game, but it's just like, man, this is going to be the last time I'm going to hear these characters for a bit. And then it hit me like a truck where I'm just like, fuck, this is almost done. Damn it.
I gotta say goodbye.
They're almost gonna graduate high school.
I mean, there's
shit.
Speaking of sad emotional goodbye songs, like the Muppets Take Manhattan, saying goodbye is pretty darn sad, and
Nick,
pictures in my head.
Cry? I'm not judging, but are you going to cry?
I don't know. If you play Pictures in My Head, I might. It's really sad.
Oh.
Music invokes the shit in me, man.
No, I know.
I knew it was
so important. I feel like this isn't game related, but I feel like such a cheeseball because I'm the person who assigns either a specific song or a full playlist to everyone that I meet. and it's just like
Do you have a playlist?
I don't have. I definitely have
What's
a
our playlist?
Listen, you guys. The thing is, you guys can't know what the songs are because it'll expose too much of how my
Damn
head
it.
works. But maybe
Listen,
someday,
as long as it's a gay
maybe
song.
someday, you guys will know the songs.
There
that
better
I
be
have
one.
assigned for
If
you.
the touch is not in there, I'm gonna be disappointed in you.
Well, now you'll never know because I don't want your disappointment. But yeah, no. It's just so important to me to like assign music to people that I just like get vibes for them.
I should do that. I should.
Oh, I do that for characters.
Oh yeah,
when I
every
make
character I
them,
write
or
has their own
stories.
playlist, and it's like it helps me create who they are.
When every character I write, whenever, because like I like to write a lot of stuff that's action oriented. Like the series, not gonna go into specifics just in case. I don't think it's a good idea. But the plot of the script I had to do for my class or our class, when because they're very violent fight scenes, and I just imagine like Mick Gordon heavy metal in the background for all of them, just like
Yeah, get some.
or just
Get that lawnmower.
or like it's also
Speaking of which, Doom soundtrack.
Can I just say though?
Fucking
I just want
badass.
to say though, because with the Chainsaw Man anime coming out, that has to have a heavy metal soundtrack. Like, because first of all,
I've never read Chainsaw Man, but even I know
dude,
it's
you
got.
hear the title Chainsaw Man, and you're like, yeah, that's heavy
Yeah.
metal, and it is.
It's heavy
dude,
metal.
He literally has chainsaws growing out of his face and his hands. It's heavy metal for sure. Like,
You may want to get that checked at the dentist.
well, I mean, he can turn it on and off.
At the
I've
dentist.
never seen this
Okay.
shit before. He gets like the Australian dentist from Finding Nemo.
Oh
It's
my
like, wow,
God.
you certainly got.
Yeah. But
I don't know,
Here's
I'm
the
just
thing,
watching.
honestly, that would probably work for him.
yeah, but the point is, I'm looking for, because I know for a fact that when the Chainsaw Man anime comes out and it's done, there are going to be so many fight scenes re-edited on YouTube with like BFG Division in the background. I know that for sure, and I
Yeah.
am ecstatic.
Can I just quick tangent about Doom? Like, I had never played it before, but like it was sometime during the isolation, and then I bought like Doom 2016 for $10 because Eternal was just coming out, and I was bored, so I plugged it. Yeah, Eternal's pretty damn good. But I played the first one, and I got to like the tutorial level. And I was like, "This is pretty fun." And then like and like he gets in the elevator, and Samuel Haynes starts talking, and it's like, dun dun, and like that low riff starts. He cracks his knuckles, and then like it just goes full force with like the.
Dude, the first cutscene
And
of Doom
it's-
Eternal when
yes.
Doomslayer is just like, getting his stuff ready, and you just hear that old school Doom music in the back, like again, like the do 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 do, and you're literally just
Yeah, it's
watching
so
a
good.
guy put stuff on, but your music, you're like, oh yeah,
And, like-
this is about to get hype, and then when the
And Doom 2016's bit ends with like it lining up perfectly when he cocks his shotgun. It's like, yes.
Yeah, all that to say, Doom soundtrack with Mick Gordon, I Want to Give You a Kiss.
Yes.
I've actually,
The man used lawnmowers. There are lawnmowers and chainsaws actually in those soundtracks.
yeah,
And he made it badass.
I remember in the manga trailer for Chainsaw Man, they literally just had a bunch of vocalists in a room just going like, chainsaw, 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 chainsaw. And like, I love that, it's great. But yeah, no, the Doom soundtrack is great. So do we want to do the thing that we want to do for
Yeah.
wrapping up?
Yeah, we can.
Oh, if we are wrapping
we're
up.
nearing.
Or
Yeah.
how much time do we have left?
We were gonna talk about Catherine, but
Right.
we'll leave that for
No,
another
we
time.
should talk about
Okay.
Catherine for a bit. We can do that, I guess.
Go for it.
It's
Do we want
5
to?
minutes. 5 minutes.
Like,
Okay.
Catherine's got pretty like chill, relaxed soundtrack.
Yeah,
Like very
That
jazzy.
opening.
I like the contrast.
Which makes sense because like
I like the contrast between when it's
Most
like,
of
chill
it's,
real
like-
world and then nightmare.
yeah.
world.
Also, that
that's very much Atlas's wheelhouse, like having the balance of the two drastically different places.
Yeah.
Like that's what Atlas loves to
Yeah.
do.
like. Also, I just want to say that opening to Catherine Full Body is amazing.
I think it's pretty good. obviously I have my gripes with Catherine Full Body. That's for another time. But I do like some of their stuff for Full Body, but honestly, I'm just biased to like the original soundtrack, especially like if I'm really in a mood to just have like that sort of lost feeling. If I want to just chill out. Funny enough, one of the best pieces of that entire soundtrack, Lost, is pretty good. As well as shit. It's sort of like the reprise to it, but I gotta find it. But continue. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I love. There's a lot of music in that game that I can absolutely see being on like the whole chill beast study 2 stuff. Like the music that plays at the bar. Yeah. I'm like, okay, yeah, I can study this. This is
lo-fi beats to rip/tear to.
Yeah, yes. Rue is the song that always plays in the bar, which is always good. Joji Washington is another good one. I'm just listing off the ones that I have on my phone. The one that is a reprise to Lost, Act on Instinct, is always a good one because it's just like a very upbeat, very saxophone-esque music, and it's very nice. I just enjoy it a lot. Where it's just like, oh, we've gotten to the end of the it's either we've gotten to the end of the story, and it's a new one starting that we won't be there for, but we're glad that the main character is going on a new adventure and that he's not as scared of life anymore.
Yeah. I think Atlas really does have music just figured out in general. All their music is so good.
That and their animation when it's not the 3D shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 2D. I don't know what studio they get to do that, because it clearly can't be internal. Like I don't think a bunch of game devs would know how to do like fully animated 2D scenes like that.
You never know.
I'm playing
in-house animation, but I honestly don't know.
Yeah, because I'm playing Fire Emblem 3 Houses, and all the cutscenes are 3D. By the way, that game.
But they look 2D.
They look 2D until they start moving, and then.
Yeah.
But okay. Fire Emblem also has a good soundtrack. Like that battle music is like the.
Oh, it's so good. I love Fire Emblem soundtracks.
Yeah. I just want to hear that song, and I want to run like side by side with Cloud and just kill people. Just my husband, Claude. I'm
so glad you're simping for Claude now, because he's a lad. He's a good one.
Yeah. I'm just like, because I'm playing through the Blue Lines now, and like Dimitri, I like him, but I'm like, no, I want my.
Dimitri's okay. He's
like
not
him,
Claude.
Yeah, no, because
he's a basic bitch.
Because Claude is mischievous, in a good way, and I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm into. Yeah, no, oh god, I want to know what the music would play during their wedding with Claude and Byleth.
You know, since you said God, I will say another character with great.
I know exactly
great
where you're
soundtrack.
Going with Jesus Christ.
God of War.
No, really?
Well, yeah, but the guy who did the soundtrack for God of War 4, also did the soundtrack for Godzilla, King of the Monsters.
Well, there's the Godzilla.
Every time we got our Godzilla mentions.
I can't believe you.
It actually is kind of like the best Godzilla soundtrack, because it's like. It's got the original Godzilla theme. It added chanting to it, which was the first thing that had been done with the classic Godzilla theme.
So you're saying...
And they did the Mothra theme.
Are you saying...
And then, like, Ghidorah and Rodan are, like, completely original themes, and they both work for those characters.
Oh, I thought you meant that the God of War theme was just the Godzilla theme with chanting. And I was just like, are you saying that Godzilla and God of War are both in the same canon universe? I'm not saying no.
That would be awesome to see.
Can you imagine Godzilla, God of War, but it's literally just Kratos is Godzilla and Kratos is just a little, or Atreus is
Here's
just
the thing. I feel like Godzilla and Kratos would come to an understanding because they're both powerful people that do not want to be messed with and just want a peaceful life. But when you with them, they will kill you. You asked for it.
Yeah, that's the thing. And there's like an amazing track in like the best part of King of the Monsters. It's called Rebirth. And it's like the first time in the movie you really hear the classic Godzilla theme go full force, and it goes full force, and it's like this beautiful scene where Godzilla just rises out of the ocean and he's just looking pissed.
I'm gonna make a blanket statement and say that the greatest soundtrack of all time is simply Christopher Judge saying "Boy."
Yes.
Boy.
You're
That's
right.
just-
You're so
That's
right.
what we need.
Boy.
Oh, right.
Boy.
Another soundtrack that I must add. So God of War is definitely in there. Detroit Become Human's theme, I will say some of the music in it is good. Overall, the game is,
I actually
it's
there's
good.
one where you're playing as Connor and you're chasing one of the androids like on top
Yeah.
of roofs and shit,
Yeah.
and it's just so upbeat and so hype. It like gets my
Yeah.
heart racing every time I hear it.
I
I
think
I
the
do
guy.
appreciate, yeah.
I think the guy who did the soundtrack for Detroit Become Human also did the soundtrack for Spider-Man on PS4.
Interesting.
Oh well, shit.
I don't
wonder
know.
it's so good.
I don't know if it. I think he might have just done the soundtrack because I think each character had different people doing their soundtracks. But I know for a fact that
Mm.
John Paisano did one of them. I mean, I think it was Connor's. If it is him,
Well,
that's just another
Connor's
reason why Connor's.
soundtrack was
Yeah.
baller, so
Yeah,
Yeah.
just like Connor,
his
the
is-
only good part of that game.
true.
Yeah, honestly, I'm sorry. I forgot the other actors. I'm sorry, guys.
Jesse
your
Williams.
arcs were not interesting because they both got fucked with.
Yeah.
Just like one of them's the generic
Rebellion.
black struggle story, but an android
I just love.
adopted by an old white man, and the other is about an android that wants to be a mom, which is interesting. But then
it's
it gets
ruined.
ruined because the child is also an android.
That twist.
And because it's David Cage and he can't write
Yeah.
women.
Yep.
That twist
He
literally.
really can't.
That twist really ruined Kara for me. Like so much.
Yeah.
We talked about that we talked about that in like the horror
Yeah.
episode. We talked how much that just got
Oh
ruined
yeah,
it.
Okay.
I'm so glad they didn't go with the decision of making Alice a little black girl. Like, I'm really happy they did not.
Can I just
Yeah.
say, because I know we need to wrap up, but or like we need to do something before we wrap up. Before we do that, I
Mhm.
just love the fact that before the game came out, David Cage was just always like, "Oh yeah, it's just a fun game about robots." You know, there's no like, yeah, it's totally not about any like. There's no like political messages. You know, totally ignore the fact that the androids literally have to stay at the back of the bus. Ignore the fact that the president in this universe is literally just Hillary Clinton. It's just a fun game about robots. Come on. Yeah.
I'm looking through my soundtracks now, and I just noticed a couple outliers I need to mention. Little Shop of
Yes!
Horrors,
Fucking love it.
DuckTales remastered, really good, and I hate the fact that I didn't mention this because I finally sat down and watched the first 2 episodes of the new Disney Plus show based off it. Monsters Incorporated is really good. The soundtrack, for the new theme for the Monsters at Work show, they just did the theme song, but it's an a cappella group, and it's like, that's really nice.
All right, so we're reaching a good point to wrap up, I think, time-wise. But
Yeah, I might as well make a list of soundtracks that I like. I was gonna say Promise
really-
Neverland is another one.
Undertale is
Yeah.
always mentioned that
Yeah.
doesn't need to be mentioned, but we should still
I
mention
will
it because it's
say,
Yeah.
Undertale.
I
Waterfall.
was about to
Waterfall
mention it.
is such an underrated song from that soundtrack because it's so atmospheric. It's
Mm.
I was actually gonna list it as one of my favorite
Yeah,
songs.
It is very.
Yeah.
That one is very. I love just the song titled Undertale, like the
Yes.
6-minute
Oh yeah,
ballad.
it's so
Like
sweet
that-
and beautiful.
That makes me just cry
really
because that's
does.
so emotional.
One.
Kingdom Hearts is amazing
They
soundtrack.
do have good soundtracks.
Sorry.
Wait. I just realized I can't believe none of us mentioned Final Fantasy VII.
Holy shit, you're right.
That's because I don't
Yeah,
play
Final
Final
Fantasy
Fantasy.
That's the thing. That's the thing. Music can be so amazing and can affect us so easily. We will forget so many things and punch ourselves in the shin for it.
Splatoon,
Nier,
Pico,
like
uh,
Nier is just so good. Devil May Cry.
Devil May
Dude,
Cry.
Bury the Light is...
Fairy Tale has an amazing
Dude,
soundtrack.
Bury the
Yes.
Light from DMC5 is so edgy. I love it. I am the star.
One of my favorites of Hans Zimmer's
Alright.
soundtracks that he's made is for the X-Men Dark Phoenix.
Even though the movie's
The
not.
movie,
movie
that
is
movie would
not
not
good.
have flown if that soundtrack
movie
wasn't
is
good. Hans
fucking
Zimmer knows how to
horrendous.
make his goddamn music.
It's better than X-Men 3, according to my
True.
brother, who's a
No,
huge
that's
X-Men
true.
fan.
I'll give it
Oh,
that.
X-Men 3 always has a place in my heart because I watched it as a kid, and I just love that iteration
Yes.
of Jean Grey so much because it's very different.
I
From,
mean,
like,
The Hobbit, just play that Shire theme from Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, and I'm just like, oh, I just want to sit down in my nice chair and smoke a
Honestly,
pipe.
the soundtrack for The Last of Us Part 1 is pretty good as well.
Anything by Overworld because they make a lot of anime openings that are just very iconic.
Dude, anything by...
Singular Point by Bish, that opening for Godzilla Singular Point is
Yes.
really
I've
good.
Oral
just been-
Cigarettes is a good band too.
I've just been listening to so much of the Hades soundtrack because Darren Korb,
Yes.
you are my man. I wish to marry you.
I say listen to Transistor's soundtrack as well.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
Just-
I'm gonna recommend...
Ashley
Shantae's
Barrett's
got a
music
good
is
soundtrack.
too.
I'm gonna recommend
Shantae's
one
Oh my
song.
gosh, guys, we're throwing so many titles. We need to wrap up.
I know, that's the
Okay,
problem. Music can be so good.
Okay.
We just want to talk endlessly.
So, I just want to say, the Unseen Ones from Hades, that heavy metal track is so amazing. I love it.
Mhm.
I just listened to that. And I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna just run around thinking of fights where I overcome the odds.
I love the mix between the like classic sort of Greek-esque iteration and then it goes into the heavy metal. It's nice.
I want to tell like one story and then I'll say my piece on this episode, but like I'm looking around my room and I'm seeing like all the franchises of things I have and seeing all the songs that represent, like I see a Minecraft poster, I see Shantae, and then I look over and I see like a certain doll I have reminds me of this time. I was a very shy kid in high school and I once tried to join the improv club. And it was the orientation for it during like a lunch class, and I was very sad and depressed about it because like I couldn't do it. I had walked out before it had started, and so I came back the next day to apologize to the teacher because I was in the drama class and I was very tired. Wanted to say sorry to her because I did want to try it, just I wasn't emotionally ready to be in like that sort of group, and it was like they were doing auditions and you could get cut, so I didn't want to face that. So I told my teacher like I was really sad about it, like I'm sorry, I don't think I'm ready for this, and she was like, oh, that's fine. And I was like about to leave the room and I was really sad, and then all of a sudden a song plays, and it's a certain song that is just the immediate childhood favorite of so many 90s and 2000s kids. It starts playing the first Pokemon show theme song, and I just like, we all started singing, we all started dancing, and it was just, I left that room with the biggest smile on my face.
Listen, if there's one group
And
of
that
people
is-
that will probably never, hopefully they will never judge you, is drama kids / improv kids.
Oh, the drama kids were fucking awesome. Like when I did
They
hang
give
out with them in
zero
drama
fucks.
class.
Oh my god.
Oh shit, there goes.
Aaron's back.
But anyways, that's my piece. That's the power of music.
Mhm.
Like, you can enter a room being the saddest person and then leave it with the widest grin on your face because of a song.
Mhm.
And that is its power. Do not, never, like, underestimate the power of
Yeah.
music.
I
Oh, yeah.
always
And that is my
I always
piece.
tear up whenever I hear Gal Gadot sing fucking Imagine.
Ah.
Oh my god.
Oh, she's dead again.
That's
She's dead again.
no, she's back. She's
Hello?
alive. Hello.
Hello, I'm back. I cut.
Yeah.
There we go. She's back.
Okay, before we do the last thing, this is gonna be quick. One thing.
Oh my
where
gosh,
music-
guys, this is gonna be so long.
One thing where the music
Sorry.
kind of didn't fit was in the final boss of Fire Emblem Three Houses Golden Route. Just dubstep starts playing and it's really weird. Okay, that's all I want to say.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. So.
Would anyone else like to jump in before we wrap up for the third time?
Yeah, Doctor Who Series 5 through 6 soundtrack is really good. Thank you, Amy Pond, for that one. I don't know if she was a favorite, but her soundtrack was really good. Shit, Hairspray, classic from the movie. What else? I don't know. Pandora Hearts, Black Butler. I have
5, 4,
3,
3.
Okay, I'm
2,
done. I'm
1.
done.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm done.
I guess you could say the real music was the friends we made along the way.
Excellent. Good,
Yeah.
good ending. Thank you everyone for listening to Welcome to 20-something.
Yeah. Hope you all have.
We went on for so long about music,
And
and
I'm
there's
sure
we're
we've
probably
missed,
gonna comment.
We've missed so much,
Yeah,
I'm sure.
I'm gonna comment in like the video of this on YouTube and be like, wait, I forgot this one.
Oh yeah.
Thomas the Tank Engine
Oh.
original series soundtracks, like really good.
Yeah, okay.